Well, the students all were aware of probably a forthcoming war, but they didn't know when. And so the boys, most of the men on campus, decided to form their own company to fight in the war. And I think their statement was, whenever the occasion demands it, we will drop our books and fight our country's battles. So when Lincoln's call for 75,000 troops came, that's when they started in earnest to form their company. And they started drilling on the campus, on the old road that went through and probably east of Alexander Hall. And there were 19 students. They needed 100 men to form a company, and 19 students had signed up. And of course, this caused havoc with President Bush at the thought of losing so many students. But Elizabeth Zorin, the preceptress or the dean of women, who was a Southerner, by the way, championed their cause and urged them to keep going. And so what the boys did then was they fanned out across northeast Iowa, walking, horseback riding, wagons, buggies, to recruit enough fellas to form the company. And they got I think they got 104, and 3 of them were rejected for physicals. Now, physicals in those days meant you have all your fingers. One fellow was rejected because his right thumb was missing. Well, he couldn't cock a musket that way, but you could sure cock it with the other hand. But anyway, that's the way it went. And so there were 101. And the girls were going to make the flag for the boys, which they did. And though all the gals are listed on a roster down by the flag down in the library. And they better cut that for a minute.
That's fine.
Oh, you can cut it. Okay. They since the gals started making the flag at the Payne House, which is 301 State Street, and the house is still there. And since the gals had made the flag, then the boys thought that they should be the ones to elect a color bearer. So I may get a little emotional at some of this time. So the gals had a meeting, and they nominated David W. Reed and Henry Granis. And when the election was over, why, Granis had won, much to the dismay of some of the gals. But anyway, it worked out because Granis carried the regimental colors of the 12th Iowa at times. And what he'd do when he's carrying the regimental colors, he wrapped the American flag that the girls had made around his body, under his shirt, for safekeeping. And this isn't going too well. And I'm probably getting ahead of myself here, but anyway, the first flag that they made had on the bottom embroidered University Recruits 101. And so they continued drilling on the campus until, and they raised, as I said, the required number for a company. And Governor Kirkwood accepted them. And then they were quartered in Fayette House, which used to stand right where the fire station is now, a 3-story hotel.